Have you ever met someone online and thought, wow, this person looks put together? Only for you to meet them in real life and feel disappointed. That's the silent war between branding and authenticity. And it's one that could cost you credibility, relationships, and even money if you don't know how to balance it. Today, I'll be diving into the high stakes world of personal branding versus being authentic. And of course, I'll be explaining or telling you how each affects your finances, your opportunities, and your long term reputation. Stay with me. Let's start with a story. There was once a young woman, let's call her Mercy, who built an amazing Instagram presence. Her brand, elegance, grace, luxury. She wore the perfect outfits, posed in high end restaurants, and spoke like a highly polished PR executive. But in real life, Mercy struggled. Not because she was fake, but because she built a brand that was not sustainable or rooted in her true self. So every post felt like pressure, every collaboration was a performance, and eventually she burnt out. That's branding without authenticity. So, what exactly is branding? Building a brand is about crafting a consistent, strategic identity. Think of it as putting your best foot forward, of course, with intention. It's how you dress, how you speak, what you post, and how you pitch yourself to the world. Being authentic, on the other hand, is about integrity. It's saying, this is who I am, flaws and all. It's showing up in alignment with your values, even when no one is watching. One builds recognition, the other builds trust. But here's the kicker, you need both. Let me tell you about two people who I'm quite sure you already know. Oprah Winfrey. Her brand is empathy, insight, and empowerment. But here is what makes it powerful. She didn't invent it. That's just who she is. Her brand works because it's authentic. Her message, her tone, and mission are all aligned. Now, think about Elon Musk, a brilliant innovator, no doubt. But every time he tweets something reckless, investors hold their breath. Why? Because his personal authenticity, his raw, unfiltered self, sometimes clashes with Tesla's polished, futuristic brand. That's the risk of letting authenticity overpower your strategy. Problem is, people say they want real, but they don't always mean raw. Okay? Let me explain. A CEO who shares their journey through failure can inspire. Okay? But a CEO who cries on Instagram Live about employee problems, that might shake investor confidence. The difference is context. Audiences crave relatability. They want to feel relatable to you. But don't forget, they still expect professionalism from you. So something like oversharing might feel honest in the moment, but it can cost you respect or even worse, opportunities. So, how do you know where the line is so you don't cross it? Take Patagonia. Their brand is built on environmental activism, and they live it. Their business model, advertising, even their CEO's public statements are in full alignment. Everything just aligns. The result? Deep customer loyalty and, of course, consistent profits. Now, contrast that with influencers who preach financial discipline but are always flexing constantly designer lifestyles. It's okay, you can do that. But once your audience or the public that the image that they're portraying doesn't match reality, that's game over for you. Okay? This is the end. And this is where brands collapse and sponsorships dry up. Financially, authenticity builds longevity. Branding, on the other hand, builds visibility. You need both for sustainable success. So if you just purely focused on building a brand, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, you need to focus also on being authentic and vice versa. Here is the real tension. Branding is strategic. It serves a purpose. Sales, influence, partnerships. Authenticity is expressive. It serves your soul, truth, alignment, and peace. The magic happens when these two align. When your truth becomes your message. When your values shape your content. That's the only time people will follow you and stay. Eventually, even brands evolve. Look at Apple, for instance. It started as a rebellious tech underdog. Now, it's the face of premium, minimalist innovation. That rebrand wasn't fake. It was growth. This means you're allowed to grow too. So how do you balance being real and being strategic? Start with core values. Ask yourself, some of the questions you need to have answers to are, what do you stand for? Really. Write these things down. Let every post, every pitch, and project reflect those. Next, practice selective transparency. You don't have to share everything. Instead, share only what aligns with your message. Talk about your setbacks, but only if they reinforce the comeback. And finally, be consistent but flexible. Keep your tone and message stable. But of course, allow space for change, for vulnerability, and for you. Remember, a brand with soul is always more powerful than a persona built for likes. Now, let's talk money. You might see a strong brand that lacks authenticity growing very fast. But what you don't see is also how faster it collapses. And this is because it only takes one contradiction or one call out or one screenshot to unravel it all. At the same time, authenticity without a strategy can leave you broke. Being real doesn't pay if you repel or if it repels the very same people that you're meant to serve. Your digital footprint is your financial blueprint. Your reputation is currency. Protect it. So, do you just build a brand or just be yourself? The truth is, you build a brand by being yourself. The right parts of yourself. The consistent, clear, value-driven version of who you are, and especially who you're becoming. That kind of balance doesn't just build influence, it builds trust, it builds wealth, and above all, it builds a legacy. I am Miss Wangoi Muthathi, your personal finance and investment coach, and I'll see you in my next video.